Riverdale's crown prince, Ashton, was famously allergic to female company. A string of sandalwood prayer beads coiled around his wrist like he was some living Buddha. Then came the dynastic match. I was marched in and parked opposite him. His face stayed arctic, words rationed. Jamie, after the wedding we stay out of each other's way, separate rooms. I nodded like a bobblehead, thinking what a snooze. The next second a low, reckless voice drilled straight into my skull. Separate rooms? Over my dead body. I'll lock her in the master suite for 72 hours straight. Those collarbones, that waist, custom made for my hands. Why won't Skylar look at me? Did I overdo the Ice King act? Should I just yank the tie off now? Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel and comment where you're listening from. I jerked my head up and slammed into Ashton's utterly placid eyes. He dipped his chin, tone still sub-zero. Jamie, any objection? I swallowed, then experimentally thought, I want to watch you pull that tie off. The next instant Ashton's fingers twitched. In front of both families he ripped his collar open. I short-circuited. Literal, physical brain fry. My mind emptied, chopsticks nearly launched from my fist. He actually did it. The second the thought left me, his hand homed in on the silk like autopilot. Rip. Force enough to total what had to be a $400 tie. The dining room fell so quiet you could have heard dust settle. My father, my mother, my so-called big brother, Jason, and the sister they orbit like a precious moon, Bella, all stared at Ashton like he'd sprouted horns. The Sterling elders froze, plainly floored that their heir had suddenly lost his mind in public. Ashton, what are you doing? Theodore asked, bewildered. Ashton himself seemed locked in place. His hand hovered mid-air, his face wearing an expression I'd never seen, vacant. An 8.0 earthquake raged behind those once bottomless eyes, and my brain was live-streaming every aftershock in bullet comments. Holy, what the hell did I just do? Did I hallucinate? Did I actually hear her say she wanted me to strip the tie? I've lost it, completely wife-crazy. Breathe, Ashton. Your brand is Jordan. Don't snap, think of an excuse. I dropped my gaze, wrestling the grin that wanted to split my cheeks. Wife. Buddy, this is our first meeting. He cleared his throat, the face that could bankrupt supermodels rebooted to glacier mode. It's warm. Same icy, magnetic voice. Everyone exhaled in enlightenment. Ah, warmth. My mother seized the lifeline, laughing. Yes, it's muggy today. Ashton, make yourself at home. One family? Not a chance. If I didn't need to marry Skylar I wouldn't sit with you gold diggers. Keep bullying my wife. Once she's Mrs. Sterling I'll bankrupt you with a smile. Wow, that's a lot. I sipped tea to hide the tsunami inside. So the arranged marriage wasn't random. All my life I'd been glass in the Vance house. Mom and Dad only reflected Bella, and Jason's protection list held the same single name. Bella the lucky star, Bella the sweetheart, Bella their son. I was the spare, the sullen biological mistake. When the Sterling match, golden lottery ticket, fell on me, I'd thought the sky dropped pie. Now the recipe was clear, Ashton himself picked me. I sneaked another look. Back to enlightened monk default, prayer beads glowing under the chandelier. But the voice in my head was sprinting toward the cliff. She looked. She looked again. Does she think the tie rip was hot? Need to top it. How do I casually slide the beads off and coil them around her wrist? Skin like snow, those beads would glow against it. Everything that's mine should be hers. I nearly inhaled my own tongue. Dude, your mental screenplay is rated R. We're a sterile merger on paper, remember? To test this lunatic power, I tried round 2. Staring at the farthest plate, steamed sea base, I wished silently, looks amazing, but impossible to reach. Instantly Ashton rose. Expressionless, he stalked around the table while everyone forgot how to chew, speared the plumpest flank of fish, and covered the half-room distance to me. Plop. Perfect portion in my bowl. 0 words, face like permafrost. Then he retraced his steps and sat. Silence, again, thick enough to slice. My parents' shock had upgraded to horror. Bella's prized cheeks twisted with envy. Ashton, she cooed, I want fish too. He didn't bother lifting his lashes. Get it yourself. Who even are you? You think I'd serve you? My wife just got the VIP treatment. Oh wait, she already did. Will she eat it? Does she think I'm a weirdo? Crap, pulse racing. Should I fake a bathroom break to breathe? I poked the fish, frantic. Rescue me. The gap between iceberg persona and horny narrator is lethal. The meal turned into a torture tango, agony and bliss fused. Fire and ice, simultaneous. Bella refused to surrender. Ashton, I'm learning tea ceremony. Can I brew for you next time? Ashton, I heard you play Go. Daddy heads the City Go Association. Ashton, my mental comment section flooded. Shut up, broken record. I'm trying to watch my wife chew. She eats like a hamster, cheeks puffing. Adorable. Want to pinch. My chopsticks clattered. Rein it in. Your beads are still on, monk boy. When Bella's vanity still got airtime, my mother finally intervened. Ashton, our Bella's bright and talented, not like Skylar, quiet lump who can't do anything. Jason piled on. Right, Mr. Sterling, you'll have to tolerate my little sister. If she offends you, don't take it personally. Translation, I'm beneath you, please endure. I lowered my lashes, numb. I'd heard every version since kindergarten. Once it stung, now it's elevator music. Inside Ashton, Krakatoa erupted. Bullshit. She's perfect, she just won't waste words on morons. Tolerate? I want to carry her on my palms. Who are you to belittle her? I could flip this table, must keep the persona, say something, damn it. He set his chopsticks down with a glassy clack. Eyes carved from winter swept my parents and Jason, no feeling, yet the room temperature plummeted. I find, he said, voice calm but flinty, Taylor. Quiet, clear, never noisy. I like that very much. Then he actually glanced at me, checking? As in, wife, satisfactory? Me, more than satisfactory. My parents and Bella, pallet of rot. Bella's eyes pooled, like he'd dumped her at the altar. Cry me a river, I didn't even name you. Such drama. My girl doesn't sob for attention. Is she shy? Why the lowered head? Did I melt her? Not shy, biting back laughter. At last the cringe dinner wrapped. Both clans moved to the foyer to hammer out engagement logistics. I floated through, my opinion was surplus. Mom and the Sterling seniors debated hotly, ready to ship me tomorrow. Bella sniffled, flashing wounded doe eyes at Ashton every other second. Too bad the guy's interior monologue stayed unimpressed. Still staring, does she think I'm blind? Imposter princess, unbelievable ego. You think I don't know the Vance circus? If Skylar weren't here, I wouldn't grace this doorway. Hold on, imposter? A cold needle pierced me. Could Bella not be their biological child? Once sprouted, the weed grew wild. All the childhood bruises made sense. Indifference toward me, adoration for her. I'd blamed my personality. Turns out the script was swapped. And Ashton knew. When the farewells began, Ashton paused at the door and turned. I'll pick you up next week. To choose the wedding gown. His tone stayed arctic, yet the words detonated fresh shock waves through the Vance ranks. Bella's face drained white in an instant. Trying on a wedding gown, isn't that something Bella should tag along for, to give opinions? Skylar has no taste whatsoever. My mother stammered. Ashton's gaze iced over. What do you know about taste? My wife would look better in a burlap sack than your fake daughter ever could in haute couture. Out loud he said, my fiancé, I'll accompany myself. No need for outsiders. He bit the word outsiders especially hard. Bella swayed, as if the blow had been physical. Watching her teeter, I felt no pity at all. Actually, it felt kind of good. When he finished, Ashton didn't spare them another glance. He turned and walked away. As he passed me, something lightly brushed my wrist. I looked down, nothing there. Yet inside my head his voice rang crystal clear. Wait for me. The timbre was low, tender, almost lazy. My heart missed a beat. Exactly 1 week later, Ashton came for me. A black Rolls-Royce glided to the curb outside the Vance mansion, understated and opulent. I stood at the gate with a small tote, waiting. Bella waited beside me in a snowy white sundress and perfect natural tone makeup, looking more like the bride-to-be than I did. Sis, Ashton's here for me, right? She asked softly, voice brimming with certainty. He even WhatsApped yesterday, said he'd have a surprise for me today. I couldn't be bothered. There's no reasoning with someone who lives inside her own soap opera. Ashton stepped from the car in a razor-cut black suit that made his shoulders look even broader, authority pouring off him. He came straight to me, ignoring the elaborately staged Bella. God, my wife looks gorgeous today. That dress shows off her legs, so long, so fair. And the white lotus beside her, why won't she vanish? Surprise? The surprise is letting her down for good. I almost burst out laughing. He stopped in front of me and took the tote from my hand as though it were the most natural thing. Let's go, he said, tone flat. Ashton. Bella called plaintively, didn't you say you had a surprise for me? He finally glanced her way, cold enough to frost glass. We're not acquainted. And don't call me brother, my mother only had one child. Then he wrapped his fingers around my wrist and turned. His palm was dry and warm, a strange current zipped from that point through my whole body. Inside my skull was nothing but high-pitched inner squealing. I'm holding her hand. So soft, so smooth, never want to let go. She didn't pull away. Does she like me too? Stay cool, Ashton. Remember the persona, Jordan, ascetic. I half-trotted as he bundled me into the car. The door shut, cutting off Bella's jealousy-twisted face. The cabin was spacious, scented faintly with sandalwood, the same note that clung to him. He released my hand, sat ramrod straight, holy monk mode restored. Buckle up. I obeyed. For a moment it was awkward. He was pure theater, inside a rock concert, outside a still pond. What do I say now? Ask if she had breakfast? Too lame. Tell her she looks pretty? Too cheesy. Or, just kiss her? No, I'll scare her. I listened, half hoping he'd really kiss me. After an eternity he managed, nice weather today. Outside it was overcast, rain threatening. I couldn't hold it in, I snorted. He jerked his head, his ears blushed scarlet. She laughed. She smiled at me, her eyes curved like crescent moons, stars inside. I'm done for, totally whipped. His innocent inner monologue made me shy. I stared out the window. The car slid smoothly to the most exclusive bridal salon downtown, membership only, rumored to serve the world's richest. The manager greeted us at the entrance, bowing to Ashton. Mr. Sterling, everything is ready. Then he saw me, startled a beat before his perfect smile clicked in. You must be Jamie, please, come inside. I followed them in, and stopped, dazzled. This wasn't a boutique, it was a palace of silk and lace. Countless exquisite gowns glittered behind crystal displays, every one a piece of art. Bring out every new style for her to try, Ashton ordered, brooking no refusal. All of them. My wife deserves the best. That mermaid cut, perfect to outline her curves. The puff-sleeve one's adorable, she'd look like a princess. The backless, no way. Only I get to see that. Steered by his inner captions, I skipped the backless and selected the ones he raved about. When I walked out in the first mermaid gown, Ashton's breathing stopped. He sat rigid on the sofa, eyes unblinking. My God, a fairy just descended to earth. That waist, that hip line. I'm dead. I need to hide her from the world. His Adam's apple bobbed, voice husky, he said, this one. The manager blinked. Mr. Sterling, doesn't Jamie want to try others? No need. Ashton stood, came to me. We'll take this, wrap it up. Then he told the manager, every other gown in the store, except this one, send to my address. Manager? Me? These dresses, no other woman will wear them. Only my wife deserves to be the bride. His possessiveness was off the charts. After he paid, we left. Outside, a thin drizzle had begun. He unfurled a black umbrella and shielded me beneath it. Most of the canopy tilted to my side, his own shoulder was quickly soaked. I felt guilty watching the rain darken his suit. The umbrella's crooked, I murmured. His frame tightened. She noticed? She cares. Can't let her know I did it on purpose. Expressionless, he shifted the umbrella a hair toward himself. Slipped. Yeah, right. From the salon Ashton drove to the Sterling family compound. My first visit. The estate was absurdly vast. We drove 15 minutes from the gate to the main house. When the car stopped, Theodore and a gentle-looking woman waited under the porte-cochere. Eleanor, Ashton's mother. Oh, here's Skylar. Come in, it's chilly out, Eleanor greeted, clasping my hands and pulling me inside. Her palms were warm, her smile genuine, nothing like Vance theatrics. I was overwhelmed. Hello, Mrs. Sterling, I said softly. What, Mrs. Sterling? Time to call me Mom. She patted my hands, beaming. Heat flooded my cheeks, I didn't know what to say. Ashton followed, mental fireworks exploding. Mom's amazing. That's how you do it. Say it. Say Mom, I want to hear it. After Mom comes hubby, right? I wanted to swing at him. Get a grip. Inside the parlor Theodore pointed to the sofas. Sit, everyone sit. Eleanor tugged me down beside her, scrutinizing me, liking what she saw. The pictures didn't do her justice. She's lovely, she told Theodore. Theodore stroked his beard. Good features, perfect match for Ashton. No one had praised me like that before. In the Vance house I was gloomy, standoffish, unpresentable. Life at the Vance estate wasn't pleasant, was it? Eleanor asked gently. I froze. We've heard bits and pieces, she sighed. You've been wronged. My nose stung, tears welled. I hadn't realized they knew. I'd assumed they, like everyone, thought the Vances lived in blissful Riley. It's over, Ashton cut in, voice low. From now on, you have me. Only a few words, yet they settled every hurt and fear inside me. I looked up, his usually icy eyes shimmered with starlight. Don't cry, wife. Whoever hurt you, I'll repay tenfold. Dance idiots, wait till bankruptcy. And that imposter, she'll learn nothing she stole belongs to her. His inner script was 100 times fiercer than his calm face. Eleanor plucked a tissue and dabbed my tears. Sweetheart, this is your home now. Anyone bullies you, mom's your shield. And granddad. Theodore thundered. Warmth flooded my chest. Maybe, just maybe, I was finally getting a family. That night I was given the room next to Ashton's. Eleanor had wanted to put us together, but Ashton refused, citing pre-wedding protocol. I lay in the vast soft bed, tracking the sounds through the wall. I could hear him pacing his room like a restless lion. Just one wall, how do I get past it? Knock a hole? Too noisy. Pretend to sleepwalk? Would she think I'm a creep? I want to hold her while I sleep. I buried my face in the pillow, shaking with silent laughter. This guy is seriously something else. Right then, my phone pinged, a text from an unknown number. Skylar, don't get cocky. Ashton is mine, you'll never steal him. Bella. I deleted it with zero expression. Barking from a loser, I couldn't be bothered. But the moment I set the phone down, the interior monologue next door exploded. Who dares spam my wife? This number. Bella the idiot. She's asking for death. Let's see what other tricks she has. I froze. How did he know I'd gotten a text? Could it be, the link goes both ways? No, that's not it. I replayed it. He only seems to pick up my thoughts when I'm super emotional or when I deliberately speak in my head. Like that time at dinner when I tested, I want to see you yank off your silk tie. So this time, it hit me at once. He's monitoring my phone? The idea made my skin crawl. He treats me like a queen, but the feeling of someone rifling through my privacy still raised goosebumps. She looks upset. Because of that text? Or, because of me? Was hacking her phone too much? But I worry, what if someone hurts her? How do I explain? Tell her straight I cracked her phone? Will she think I'm a control freak? I'm doomed, my wife's going to be mad. Listening to his frantic, aggrieved rant, my irritation melted. Fine. For the sake of this adorable sap, I'll let it slide once. I lifted my phone and leisurely tapped a reply to that number. Get therapy. Ashton's medical bill? I've got it covered. 05. The instant the message sent, a muffled snort traveled through the wall, followed by the soft thud of his phone hitting the bed. Ha ha ha. That's my wife. So badass. Perfect clapback, exactly how you handle a green tea witch. I'm falling even harder, what do I do? No way I'm sleeping tonight. I tossed my phone aside, mood soaring. Next morning I went down for breakfast. Only Eleanor and Theodore were at the table. Where's Ashton? Eleanor asked the maid. Young master left for the office at dawn. Eleanor blinked. That early? Did he sleep at all? I kept my head down, spooning porridge, pretending ignorance. He didn't just miss sleep, he staged a one-man concert in his head. How to sneak into my wife's bed, legally. 100 adorable faces of my wife. Countdown to the Vance family's bankruptcy. After we finished, Eleanor pressed a black card into my hand. Skylar, here's allowance from Mom. Buy whatever you like, don't be shy. I tried to refuse. Aunt, no, Mom, I can't. Take it. She forced the card on me. A girl should be pampered. You suffered enough in the Vance estate, Mom will make it up to you. You and Ashton are getting married soon. Everything of the Sterling Manor will be yours. Her words were sincere, no false note. Holding the heavy card, my heart felt warm. That afternoon my phone rang, an unexpected call from my nominal brother, Jason. Skylar, where are you? We need to talk. He sounded irritable. Speak. I kept it flat. Come out. I'm at the corner CAF you like. The one I like? It took me a second, he meant Bella's favorite. All these years they still confuse us, or rather, they only ever see Bella. I'm invisible. I almost stayed home, then figured I'd go listen to their latest script. When I arrived, Jason was by the window. Opposite him sat Bella, eyes red. Seeing me, she looked both relieved and hostile. You're finally here. Jason frowned, tone sharp. Spit it out. I pulled out a chair. Apologize to Bella. He went straight to the point. I laughed. Apologize for what? Stop playing dumb. Jason slapped the table. Because of you, Ashton humiliated Bella. You knew she likes him, yet you. Pause. I stared coldly. Jason, get this, I'm Ashton's fiancé. What is Bella? A desperate hanger-on? You. Jason's face turned green. Sister, how can you say that? Bella sobbed, delicate and tragic. I just adore Ashton. I never meant to compete. So what is this scene, then? I countered. She choked. Skylar, enough. Jason shielded her. Bella's been frail since childhood. Can't you give in? The same old tune. Every clash, they told me to give way. My toys, hers. My new dress, hers. Even my room, hers. Because she's delicate. I'm not here to waste words. I stood. If that's all, I'm leaving. Stop right there. Jason barked. Apologize or I'll find Ashton and tell him how you bullied Bella all these years. Let's see if he still dares to marry you. I looked at him like he was an idiot. Go ahead, I'll be waiting. I turned and walked. Behind me Bella wailed and Jason cursed. I didn't look back. Outside, a familiar black Rolls-Royce idled. The window slid down, revealing Ashton's icy profile. What's he doing here? These morons dared gang up on my wife. Jason, perfect, your company can shut its doors tomorrow. My girl looks upset, how do I cheer her up? Bags? Cars? Buy her the entire mall? I opened the door and climbed in. Why are you here, Emery? Deadpan, like I believe that. My phone must be GPS tagged. This time I wasn't mad, it felt safe. Did they bully you? He asked, a flicker of worry in his eyes. No. I shook my head. They're not qualified. He seemed to exhale. Good. Still, death sentence commuted, punishment stays. Time the Vances learn who they should never have provoked. He didn't ask what happened, just drove. After a while he suddenly said, what do you want for dinner? Whatever. Hot pot? My eyes lit up. I adore hot pot, but the Vance estate banned it for the smell. Deal. A tiny curve appeared on his lips, I caught it. She likes hot pot. Mental note. Take her weekly. No, twice. This man is insanely cute. We hit a private hot pot lounge. In the booth, crimson broth rolled, spicy aroma erasing every bad mood. Ashton was in full caregiver mode. He barely ate, just kept poaching tripe, blanching duck intestine, peeling shrimp for me, movements effortless, as if practiced thousands of times. I ate happily, he watched, content. She eats so adorably. Tastier than any Michelin meal I've had. I want to feed her every good thing on earth. Sauce on the corner of her mouth, want to lick it off. Pfft, I almost sprayed plum juice. Dude. Can you think something human? I grabbed a napkin and wiped frantically. His gaze darkened, faintly disappointed. Sigh, missed chance. I pretended not to hear and kept eating. It was the happiest meal I'd had in 20+ years. On the drive back my phone buzzed nonstop. Mom calling. I silenced it. No prizes for guessing, Jason the tattletale. Ashton glanced at the glowing screen. Don't answer if you don't want to. With me here, no one can force you. Warmth spread through me. I nodded. Back at the Sterling Manor, Eleanor and Theodore were still up, clearly waiting. Home? Eleanor greeted us with a smile. Have you eaten? Ate out, Ashton said. Mom, Alex, green light. He spoke abruptly. Eleanor paused, then nodded. Got it. About time, can't stand them anymore, Theodore humphed. Blind fools. Bully my grandson's wife, tired of living. Standing there, I was dazed. We're moving against the Vances, just like that? Isn't this too fast? Don't worry. Ashton read my eyes and murmured, they earned it. Make my wife unhappy, prepare for my fire. Bankruptcy is only the appetizer. His voice was cold, ruthless, the polar opposite of the lovesick boy in my head. Only then did I fully realize, he isn't just my pure-hearted fiancé. He's the heir who can send Riverdale into tremors with one stomp. Next day, the Vance family imploded. First, Jason's company was exposed for tax evasion and cooked books, shares hit the limit down, banks yanked loans, bankruptcy declared overnight. Jason himself was escorted away for investigation. Right after that, my father's company began to unravel. Partners tore up contracts, projects were slammed into indefinite suspension, and the money dried up overnight. In barely 24 hours, the once glorious Alex dynasty was leaning into the storm. Mom and Dad clawed at their hair, speed dialing every contact they had, only to ricochet off dead ends. Finally, they punched in my number. Mom picked up first, voice cracking on a sob. "Skylar, please, talk to Ashton. Ask him to lift his foot off our necks. We know we were wrong. Your brother's already in custody. Don't let us rot." The phone trembled in my hand, words jammed in my throat. Abandon them to die? When they froze me out, when they traded me for Bella's gain, did they once remember I was flesh of their flesh? Now that their empire implodes and their son's behind bars, suddenly I'm family? Skylar, say something. Mom shrieked. I dragged in a breath and let it out cold. Whatever wreckage you're sitting in, you paid for it yourselves. I killed the call. Eleanor had drifted to my side without my noticing. She gave my shoulder a soft squeeze. You did right. Mercy wastes itself on that sort. I turned and offered her a tired smile. Exactly, mercy was something they had burned out of me piece by piece. That afternoon Bella showed up at the Sterling Manor gate. Security kept her outside, so she held under the pouring rain until her throat shredded. Ashton, please. Just 1 minute, I was wrong, I know. Spare my father and my brother. Skylar, you bitch. Get out here. From a second-floor window I watched her, stone-faced. The glittering darling who used to bathe in spotlight. A drowned rat. Ashton stepped beside me, looping an arm around my shoulders. Want her gone? He asked. I tilted my head. What exactly did you have in mind? I've got 1,000 ways to guarantee she never soils your line of sight again, he said, voice calm, winter lurking beneath. Dare curse my wife? Apparently bankruptcy isn't lesson enough. Time she learned what real despair feels like. I shook my head. No. I want a front row seat while every jewel in her crown drops to the mud, one by one. I wanted her to taste the same freefall I'd survived. Ashton studied me for several heartbeats, then smiled. All right, your call. She kept screaming until dusk scraped her voice hollow. Still no one answered. Finally my parents hauled her away. The Alex hemorrhage widened. When walls collapse, onlookers sprint, former friends evaporated overnight. My father's firm flatlined and filed for liquidation. Courts padlocked their mansion, towed their cars, auctioned their toys. One sunrise later they were stripped of heaven. A week passed before I saw them again. Eleanor escorted me to a charity gala. At the curb stood my father. Cheap suit, hair suddenly snow, spine buckled, he held umbrellas and doors for arriving guests. He stiffened when he spotted me, gaze skittering away. I glided past without granting him a flicker of recognition. Inside, the grandees I once craned my neck to admire lined up to court Eleanor, and to brown-nose the future Mrs. Sterling. Small talk drained me. I slipped onto the moonlit terrace. A familiar voice drifted from the shadows. Jamie. I pivoted. Avery, youngest son of the Song family, snow-white blazer, polished manners. We'd shared polite nods at prior galas, nothing deeper. Casey, I returned. Didn't expect to run into you, he said, smiling. You've changed. Have I? Brighter, like a diamond that finally owns its facets. His compliment rang sincere. I smiled noncommittally. Congratulations on your engagement to Ashton, he added. Sam. We hovered in awkward silence until Ashton prowled up. The instant he registered Avery, his eyes iced over. Who is this polished punk? Why is he standing so close to my wife? Doesn't like the way he looks at her. Back off. Better go mark my territory, now. He hooked an arm around my waist and hauled me flush to his side. There you are, sweetheart. I've searched everywhere. He pitched the words low, almost hurt. Sir, you're overacting. Avery's gaze dimmed, yet he kept courtesy. Mr. Sterling, long time. Ashton answered through his nose, chin lifted like a preening peacock. I'll leave you to it, then. Avery nodded at me and retreated. Only when the door swung shut did Ashton ease his grip, though his palm lingered on my hip. Name? He asked, acid seeping through. Avery. Close friends? Not even acquaintances. Good, stay that way. Still need a full file on this Song guy. Anyone sniffing around my wife gets his kneecaps repurposed. I swallowed a laugh. You're jealous. His body locked, ears flared crimson. Not at all. Kid's nowhere near my league. Looks, vibe, bank balance. You standing beside him dips your grade. Me. Oh, Sam. On the ride home, my phone vibrated with an unknown caller. A graveled voice asked, "Is this Morgan?" Yes. Old, used to be house steward at the Alex estate 20-some years back. I have something concerning your birth. You'll want to see it. My heart belly flopped. Birth? Could it? Ashton's earlier mental sneer, imposter, flashed behind my eyes. Where are you? I blurted. All over. Ashton sensed the shift and frowned. What's wrong? She looked shaken. Whose call was that? He leaned in. I silenced him with a stare. When the line dropped, I said, Southside Apricot Lane. He didn't question, only swung the rolls toward the old quarter. The alley was too narrow. We left the car and picked our way through puddles under shared umbrellas. Night rain muffled every footstep. My pulse pounded at the inside of my throat. Ashton's shoulder shielded me from the worst of the wind. Don't be afraid, I'm here. Whatever we find, we'll face together. At the far end, a crumbling walk-up waited. Old stood hunched beneath the porch light. Age had carved him smaller than memory. Seeing me, his cloudy eyes sparked. Morgan, the spit of your mother, he rasped. Mother? The woman I'd believed was my mother was Alex. I crushed the confusion and followed him upstairs. The single-room flat smelled of camphor but was meticulously neat. From a padlocked camphor chest he produced a yellowed envelope. Your real mother left this, he said, pressing it into my quivering hands. She told me, if her life ever goes dark, give it to her. Inside lay a letter in elegant handwriting and 2 DNA reports brittle with time. To my daughter, Skylar. If you're reading this, I'm probably watching from elsewhere. Forgive my selfishness for not raising you. I was Cameron, your father. I had no choice but to entrust you to my friend. Money changed hands. I begged her to cherish you. Instead, she swapped her own child for you to seize the fortune I'd earmarked for my girl. Skylar, your true home is the Sinclair family of Riverdale. Your grandfather Richard chairs Sinclair Global. Find him, he'll guard you. I loved you every breath I took, Dylan. The sheet fluttered from my fingers. I stood blank. Dylan, Riverdale Sinclair. I wasn't an Alex? Bella was? No, the letter said Bella belonged to the Alex couple, meaning I was the traded pawn. My entire timeline inverted. I unfolded the first DNA summary. Probability of parent-child relationship between Skylar and Mr. Alex, 0%. Second slip, Bella shared their chromosomes. A calculated fraud. They had cashed my mother's fortune, polished their biological daughter like a crown jewel, and left the true heiress, me, to languish in cold storage for 20+ years. Ridiculous. A laugh tore out of me, spinning into sobs. Ashton folded me against his chest so hard my ribs creaked. Let it out, cry, sweetheart. I buried my face in his shirt and wailed, every injustice, every insult, detonating at once. Stop crying, baby, you're shattering my heart. So she's from that Sinclair family. Alex, your guts must be made of steel. I will annihilate you, every last one. The sandalwood warmth of his skin became the only solid ground in a world that had just flipped. Little by little, I calmed down. You knew all along, didn't you? I lifted my head, eyes red, and asked him. He was silent for a second, then nodded. When? The first time I saw you at the Vance estate. Then why didn't you tell me? I was waiting, he said, looking straight into my eyes. Waiting for you to be ready to hear it all. Waiting until you were strong enough to take back everything that belongs to you. Besides, he paused, I'm still digging into what happened back then. There are loose ends. What loose ends? Your mother's death, odds are it wasn't an accident. A jolt shot through me. What did you say? I found out the fortune your mother left was huge. The Vances couldn't have moved every cent in such a short time. Right after she died, their business suddenly took off like someone had poured fresh capital into it. I suspect they're neck deep in your mother's death. My blood froze on the spot. If that were true, then the couple who raised me weren't just fraudsters and abusers, they were murderers. I clenched my fists so hard my nails bit into my palms. I'll make them pay in blood. Next morning, Ashton and I flew to the Capitol with that letter and the DNA report. Quinn, a white-haired but spry old man, opened the door. The instant he saw me he froze, his cane clattered to the marble floor. Dylan. He whispered, lips trembling, tears flooding his cloudy eyes. My nose stung. Grandfather, I said softly. The old man couldn't hold back any longer. Tears streamed as he pulled me into his arms. My good granddaughter. I've finally found you. You've suffered so much. In the study, Richard read the letter, shaking with rage. Damn the Vances. Damn that venomous woman. He slammed the desk. I was blind to ever trust her. Dad, calm down, your heart, a middle-aged man urged at his side. My uncle, Victor. Victor looked at me, guilt and heartache written all over his face. Skylar, it's my fault. All these years and I never suspected. It's not your fault, uncle. Back then, they were victims too. I'll destroy the Vances. Richard ground out. Grandfather, I said, I want to finish this myself. Richard blinked, then smiled with pride. Good. A true Sinclair daughter has spine. Whatever you need, the Sinclairs are your ironclad backing. Ashton spoke up at just the right moment. Count me in, Rowan. I've traced how the Vances moved the money so smoothly. The Hawthorns greased the wheels. Hawthorns? Richard's brow furrowed. Which branch, Victor? Richard's face darkened. Him? Victor, the smiling tiger of Riverdale, all courtesy aboveboard and all filth beneath. One of my mother's frustrated suitors. He'd never forgiven her rejection. Every thread suddenly knitted together. My mother's best friend, Mrs. Vance, and Victor had conspired to kill her, grab her fortune, and swap Bella and me. It was a plot from start to finish. Call the police, I said coldly. I want them to rot in a cell for the rest of their lives. Evidence in hand, and with both Sterling and Sinclair pressure, the police filed the case fast. The Vances and Victor were all arrested, no one slipped the net. When the news broke, all of Riverdale reeled. No one had dreamed the famous accidental death of the Sinclair heiress concealed such venom. The Vance name was finished. And I, Skylar, now Ellis, stepped back into the spotlight as the Sinclair sole heir. Jaws dropped everywhere. The quiet foster girl from the Vance estate was the real heiress? And the pampered Princess Bella was just the daughter of a thief in a borrowed nest. The day I went back to pack my things, I saw Bella. Seals crossed the door of her princess bedroom. Every designer bag and gown had been seized as evidence. She squatted on the front steps in faded cast-offs, eyes hollow. When she spotted me, she lunged like a madwoman. Ellis! Give my stuff back. It's all mine. I stared at her, ice cold. Yours? Name one thing here that truly belongs to you. The roof you lived under, stolen. Every dollar you spent, bought with my mother's blood. Bella, you and your poisonous parents are all covered in it. All strength left her, she crumpled to the ground. No. I didn't know. She mumbled. Knowing or not doesn't matter anymore. What you're suffering is just 1,000th of what your family owes me. I didn't spare her another glance. I walked away. Behind me, her hopeless wails rose. The sun was brilliant that day. I looked up at the sky and felt the boulder that had weighed on my heart for 20 years finally roll away. Ashton stood a short distance off, hand outstretched. Time to come home, wife. Smiling, I walked toward him. Yes, time to come home. After the truth broke, I officially moved back to the Sinclair mansion. Richard and my uncle spoiled me rotten, desperate to repay 20 missing years twice over. And Ashton no longer had to hide how he doted on me. He shifted his company headquarters next door, more convenient to look after my fiancé, he claimed. Every morning he showed up at our breakfast table earlier than my uncle. Every evening he lingered in my room past midnight escorting his fiancée to bed. Of course, he still slept next door, because I hadn't said yes. Tonight, as usual, he refused to leave, claiming we needed to go over Sinclair Group reports. Watching him drone on about balance sheets, I could hear the circus in his head loud and clear. When can I stop sleeping next door? Her bed looks so soft, so fragrant, wanna roll in it. What perfume is she wearing? Intoxicating, wanna bury my face in her neck. Propose tonight? Just cook the rice already. My cheeks burned, the pen nearly slipped. Ahem. I cleared my throat and cut him off. Ashton, He looked up, all innocence. You, have something you want to say? He froze, ears reddening. Did she notice? Was I that obvious? How should I say it? Straight out, marry me now? Too unromantic. My ring isn't even here yet. After an epic mental struggle he managed, which line on this report, don't you understand? Forget it, if I waited for him to make a move, I'd wilt. I set the pen down, walked up, and met his gaze. Ashton, I can hear every word in your mind. His pupils contracted, he went rigid. For the first time the unbreakable iceberg face cracked, shock, blank disbelief, a flash of panic. She, heard that? All of it? From when? All those filthy thoughts, she's heard every one? He turned from ear to collarbone a living boiled shrimp. I burst out laughing. Yes, every last line. including locking me in the master suite for 3 days, including licking sauce from the corner of my mouth, and including cooking the rice right now. He fossilized. Mouth open, no sound. System crash. Social death. I want to vanish on the spot. Does she think I'm a perv? Will she dump me? Honey, let me explain. I'm not sick, I just love you too much. When his inner monologue sounded ready to cry, I laughed even harder. I reached out and pinched his burning ear. So? I leaned in and whispered, Riverdale's living Buddha, the ascetic saint, when will you fall off the wagon for me? The moment the words left my lips, he snapped. He cupped the back of my head and kissed me hard. No more testing, no more restraint. It was fierce, possessive, as if he meant to swallow me whole. He pressed me against the desk, sandalwood prayer beads scattered across the mahogany. In air thick with sandalwood and my perfume, his hoarse voice reached my ears, not by telepathy this time, but real, tender, desperate. Skylar, I love you. Marry me, now, right this minute, Noel. I smiled into his kiss. Yes, our story has only just begun, and this time every minute, every second, will taste like sugar. The end. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this tale, please like and share with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories. See you next time.